Due to an alarming number of vitamin B12 deficiency cases, many foods are now fortified with vitamin B12 to counteract the deficiency. Besides animal products and yeast extracts, there are other sources as well that can be considered as food rich in vitamin B12. These are asparagus, bananas, broccoli, brown rice, cheese, dried apricots, dried dates and figs, eggs, fish, milk, nuts, potatoes, poultry, pulses, red meat, spinach, wheat germ, whole grain cereals, yeast extract, e.g. Marmite, and yogurt. Vegetables and plants are not one of the food rich in vitamin B12, with very little exception. As a result, many vegetarians and especially vegans stand the risk of deficiency in this vitamin. Vegetarians who consume eggs and dairy products will obtain sufficient B12 since these foods contain enough vitamin B12 to prevent deficiency. However, if neither is consumed, especially with regards to strict vegetarians or vegans, B12 supplements need to be considered. Tempeh and seed vegetables such as spirulina and nori may also be food containing vitamin B12. However, their B12 content often varies, so do not rely on them as good sources of vitamin B12. After analysis, it has been found that the B12 content in sea vegetables appear to be caused by the presence of compounds that are structurally similar to B12, known as B12 analogs. Supplementation is also recommended for those who do not consume dairy products, eggs, or fortified foods regularly. However, some researchers have found that B12 supplements, such as spirulina, may in fact increase the risk of B12 deficiency disease than alleviate it. This is because the B12 analogs in spirulina often compete with B12 and inhibit metabolism. Specific examples of vitamin B12 food sources include animal foods such as fish, meat, poultry, eggs, milk, and milk products. Another good vitamin B12 food source is fortified breakfast cereals, which is a particularly valuable source of vitamin B12 for vegetarians. Because plants and vegetables can never be considered as vitamin B12 food sources, vegetarians stand more chance of suffering from deficiency of this vitamin. To compensate for the loss, vitamin B12 food sources fortified with the vitamin are made available for them. Other vitamin B12 food sources are mollusks and clams, mixed species cooked. 3 ounces of these contain as much as 84.1 micrograms of vitamin B12, equivalent to 1,400 daily value. 1 slice of braised liver or beef is also a good vitamin B12 food source, containing as much as 47.9 micrograms of vitamin B12, equivalent to 780 daily value. Trout, rainbow, salmon, sockeye, and fortified breakfast cereals have vitamin B12 ranging from 6.0 to 2.4 micrograms. Even fast foods such as cheeseburger and taco contain a good amount of vitamin B12. And yogurt, haddock, tuna, milk, pork, egg, American pasteurized cheese, food, and chicken contain vitamin B12 as well. What about vitamin B1 and B6 in relation to vitamin B12? Originally thought to be one single vitamin, vitamin B is actually a complex of several chemically distinct vitamins. The name arises from the fact that these vitamins happen to often coexist in the same foods. Later research, however, found otherwise. The B vitamins often include B1, B12, B6 vitamins, B2, B3, B4, B5, B7, B8, and B9. B1, B12, B6 vitamins are sometimes called thiamine, pyridoxine, pyridocamine, and cyanocobalamin, respectively. Each of these vitamins has distinctive effects on the body, especially on the process called metabolism. B1, B12, B6 vitamins specifically bolster the metabolic rate of the body, maintain healthy skin and muscle tone, and enhance the immune and nervous system. B vitamins also help promote cell growth and division, including that of red blood cells that help prevent anemia. B1, B12, B6 vitamins are water-soluble just as all B vitamins are. They are dispersed throughout the body and an essential nutritional requirement to help the body perform its normal functions. B1, B12, B6 vitamins must be replenished daily and any excess is excreted in the urine. So far, no study has yet to show of any adverse side effect due to overconsumption of B1, B12, B6 vitamins. The combination of B1, B12, B16 vitamins often help combat the symptoms of behavioral diseases. That is why the B1, B12, B6 vitamin combination is often used to treat stress, depression, and even cardiovascular diseases. Otherwise known as vitamin B1, thiamine is a colorless compound that is soluble in water and insoluble in alcohol. It is the essential component of the coenzyme thiamine pyrophosphate, TPP, for pyruvate dehydrogenase, G-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, and transketolase. These enzymes help in the metabolism of compounds such as carbohydrates, synthesis of NADPH, and the pentose sugars deoxyribose and ribose. Vitamins B6 is made up of two major forms, pyridoxine and pyridoxamine. When these two compounds are found in the liver, they take on the form of pyridoxal 5-phosphate, or PLP, which is a cofactor in many reactions of amino acid metabolism. The release of glucose from glycogen is also made possible with the presence of PLP. It is a principal vitamin B12 form found in foods in more than 100 enzymes involved in protein metabolism, as well as red blood cell metabolism. Cyanocobalamin. Out of all the B vitamins, B12 is the most chemically complex. Its structure is based on a corrin ring, which, although similar to the porphyrin ring found in heme, chlorophyll, and cytochromes, has two of the pyrrole rings directly bonded to it. Conclusion: a shortage in the supply of vitamin B12 in food that you eat will lead to deficiency, and a deficiency in this vitamin often leads to countless diseases such as asthma, anemia, and various neurological disturbances, including senile dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Often the best way to stop the onset of a disease is to prevent it from happening in the first place. The same applies to vitamin B12 deficiency. Because symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency rarely show themselves during the early stages, it is difficult for doctors to diagnose the deficiency. That is why it is all the more important for you to pay attention to your own consumption of the vitamin. Foods rich in vitamin B12 should always be a part of your diet, no matter if you are a meat eater or a vegetarian.